Radio Rahim with Danny Garcia here in Brooklyn, man. Not too far from home. Does it feel like home here?
Oh, for sure. I got a lot of friends out here. I got family out here. You know, I come out here a lot actually to come out hang out with my friends. So this is home to me. This is my I didn't even know this was my 7th fight here. So and it's my 7th like top level all headliners. So I'm the king of the Barclays.
You know, Shawn feels the same way.
I'm the young Hefe of the Barclays.
He feels like
boss.
The young boss. Yeah. He feels like you're coming to his home as much as you're coming. He's coming to yours. Right. There's a big debate up here about hometowns, whatnot. Well, how much does that inform the way you fight? You feel like there's something about where you're from that changes the dynamic of this fight, whether he be from Cleveland or Vegas or even claiming Brooklyn?
Nah, it's not where you from. It's where you at, baby. So, you know, it don't matter where you from. You gotta come. We coming to fight. So, I mean, yeah, of course, me being from Philly always makes me feel like, you know, Philly breeds the best fighters in the world and gives us that extra edge. You know, boxing's like the sweet science in Philly. Like we teach the old school boxing, and we raise the toughest fighters. We got some of the best champions of all time. So I always got that on my shoulder. I know where I come from. But when it comes to fight, it don't really matter where you from. Because you got to go in there and you got to show out. You got to perform.
You say it's where you're at. Where are you at in your career? Where do you feel like you are on your trajectory of performances? Are you fighting better than you ever have? Obviously, the Keith Thurman loss isn't something that you wanted to happen, but you say it made you better. In the grand scheme of your career, where do you feel you're at?
I feel good, but this is... You know, I feel like I've accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. You know, I unified the division. I went up in a weight class. I won another title. I've been in like 7 unification fights. This is like my 9th or 10th world title fight. I faced a lot of world champions. So I've done a lot in the sport, but I want more. I want more, and I feel like this is a very important fight for me to show the world that I belong on that mountaintop. And I'm a true champion, and I'm one of the best fighters in the world. And that's all this fight's about to me, is just showing to the world that I'm a world champion. I'm a world champion fighter.
You know, I asked Shawn the same thing just a minute ago. You've both came up short against Thurman. You both feel like if you didn't win the fight, you came close to winning, or you should have got the decision. At times I've heard you both say that you felt like you won your respective fights. Is there anything that you learned from watching Porter, Thurman, and is there anything that having fought Thurman and gotten the result that you got helps you in this fight?
At the end of the day, that's behind me. There's 2 different styles. I fight different than Thurman, so he's gonna fight. I never seen him fight different. That's one thing I can say. I could put on every Shawn Porter fight right now. He's gonna fight the same way every single time. I never seen him fight different. You know, I boxed before, I slugged before, I fought going back, I fought going forward, so I counterpunched, I led, I fight a lot of ways, and for him to say that he could possibly box circles around me, I highly doubt that, because if he tries to fight off his back foot, that's a bad idea for him.
A lot of people are expecting a slugfest. You know what I mean? Nobody's really looking for a boxing match.
You're going to try to box circles, so I said, shit, you just dance with the stars.
If it comes down to that,
I really believe he's going to try something different. I just get the feeling off him, like when I look in a fighter's eyes, and sometimes you could just read a fighter the way he talks, the way he speaks. So. And, you know, on Twitter he said that don't be surprised about me boxing around you, you know, and stuff like that. So he probably thinks it's easy to outbox me. That's what he probably thinks, but it ain't easy over here. Shit, I break arms and everything. Like, you Keith Thurman try to box me and I broke his arm, so shit.
You know, lastly, just a couple of days ago, Mikey Garcia was in the ring. He was successful, and it seemed like immediately Errol Spence's name out of his mouth. Errol seemed to want that fight in December, but you guys are fighting for a title here. You guys will be, one of the 2 of you is going to hold the belt in this division, and is it not Errol Spence that not only do you want next, but that you deserve next?
Definitely. It's a big money fight. If it's a big money fight, for sure. even the Thurman fight, Thurman or Spence. Those are, even Mikey Garcia, like I said, those are probably the 3 most bigger names and makeable fights for me being on this side.
You know, I think the welterweight division is maybe the most dangerous division as far as impacted with talent and people that are hungry to get it. How do you analyze Mikey Garcia skipping 140 and coming right into the teeth of the champion of this division? How would you break that fight down if it were to happen?
I just think he's physically too small. He's a good boxer. He's technically sound. He's disciplined. He knows what he's good at. When he's using his jab, using his right hand. So he knows his strengths and he knows the weaknesses. So, but I just feel like he's too. He said he wants to be great, but I just feel like he's too small for the welterweight division. Even like his, if you look at his body size, he looks really small. And I really believe he's just saying that to make noise and not. I don't think he really means it, and I don't think it's really gonna happen.
And lastly, if all of these guys are considered champions and top contenders, you've run down your laundry list of accomplishments in the sport. What makes Danny Garcia separate from the pack? If one guy is to be king in welterweight division, how do you make that yourself? What is it that you bring to the table that these other guys don't have?
At the end of the day, I come to fight. I'm a skillful boxer. I'm a 3-time world champion. I think in the division, there's only Crawford has more world championships than me because he unified 140. But I had the most world championships in the division. I'm about to be 4, so what can I tell you? Can't tell you no more than that. Numbers don't lie.
Well, good luck on number 4. We can't wait to see you and Shawn Porter in the ring at the Barclay. Radio Rahim with Danny Garcia. Well done, man.
Thank you.